Last week.
That's small.
Thank you for joining us for the East Aurora Village Board meeting for December 4th, 2023. If you could join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I get attendance, please?
Trustee Lizikas.
Here.
Trustee Cameron. Here.
Here.
Trustee Vijay.
Here.
Trustee Flynn.
Here.
Trustee Raby. Trustee Shear.
Here.
Mayor Mercurio.
Present.
6 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the Village Board meeting for November 20, 2023?
So moved.
Moved by Molly, second.
Second.
Second by Steve. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Can I get a motion to approve the payment of abstract 2023-2024 fiscal year for voucher numbers 64201 to 64245 for a total of $103,376.32.
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Moving on to our public hearings, we have one. Can I get a motion to open a public hearing at 7:03 PM to discuss the 3-dog permit for 204 Hamlin Ave, applicants Adam and Sarah Hanson? Moved by Steve,
Second.
second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. The public hearing is open. Is the applicant here just to let us know what they're doing? Hi. Hello.
Mayor Mercurio and Board of Trustees, on behalf of myself, my wife, Sarah, daughter, Addie, thank you for considering the public hearing regarding our application for a kennel license in regards to Maple, our 3rd dog. With us tonight are a few folks who can independently verify that our families are responsible dog owners and village residents. I hope you've received and had the opportunity to review character emails that were sent to you regarding our application. I have copies of a few of them if needed. I hope you can see that we present before you in good faith as responsible dog owners and cognizant of our neighbors and the village as a whole. As noted on our application, Maple comes to us from a local rescue called Magic's Mission Beagle and Rescue, Hound Rescue. When approved, she will be our family's historically 4th permanent resident. We only have 3 dogs. Our first Norman passed a couple of years ago. Maple was sourced from a rescue organization, as mentioned before. Our family has a strong history of caring for dogs, as we have fostered 3 other dogs in our 17 years together. We were asked to watch Maple for the weekend while an admin of Magic's, Jessica Smith, who is present with us, was traveling out of town. Maple fell in love with us almost instantly, and considering our eldest dog is 14, we instantly knew that this was the right choice for us. Which is why we're before you tonight. I appreciate the board's advice that was given on the October 6th meeting that we should petition our neighbors and directly address any concerns. I went out and spoke directly with about 25 of our neighbors, handed out about 35 flyers informing them of tonight's petition hearing, I should say, and none that I directly talked to expressed any concerns. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Maureen, we've gotten nothing but positive.
We've gotten no complaints. We got 3 letters in support. Nothing, no reports of anything negative from the police department or from the dog warden.
Excellent. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank
Anybody else here to speak on this topic?
I pet sit for them and they are the perfect family.
You had to come up. Give you.
Sorry, we record everything.
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
microphone.
yeah.
That's fine. I just didn't want to treat it like a Comedy Central roast. So hopefully that makes everybody laugh and chuckle because I know these things can be awkward. My name is Annie Perdick Albano. I've known Adam since he was born and I am 45 years old. So that's a very long time. I've known Sarah since they've dated and obviously married, and I've known Addie all their life. I also pet sit for them if that helps. So I'm the one that they call to ask. This dog is the most perfect dog ever. They have always taken care of their pets. They've taken care of my dog for me, and I don't trust anybody with my dog. And I just lost my dog in September. So that tells you a lot. In 10 years, they've taken care of my dog. I don't even trust my family. My mom and dad were the only people. So that says a lot. that they're very trustworthy people. They have everything they need for their dogs. They will tell me right away if the dog has to go to the vet, call the vet right away. You know, they're taking their dogs to the vet for their annual checkups. They are on point with taking care of their animals. So I can't say anything negative because they are animal people. They help foster animals. They volunteer. They're walking their animals. So they are the perfect example of what a pet owner should be. And they're not just pet owners, they're parents to their pets. So other than that, I don't know what else you want to say or
That's
ask.
good.
So,
Did it.
they're the perfect people.
Thank you.
If I told you, like, if I needed a handheld at a dentist office, they're there in a minute to hold my hand at the.
Don't sugarcoat it. Huh?
Honest to God, like Adam has bailed me out of a car situation so much more than a handful of times. He's more of a brother to me than my actual brothers. And Sarah is like a sister to me. So they're the perfect family.
I
So
just need
thank
your address for the record.
Thank you.
Can I get your address for the record?
Instead of another dog.
I just need your address for the record.
I'm sorry.
Your address for the record.
Oh, 15 Ivanhoe Road, Cheektowaga, New York, 14215.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Your name and address, please.
My name is Jessica Smith, 80 West Woodside, Buffalo, New York, 14220. I am one of the directors of the rescue that they're talking about. I've known Sarah and Adam, oh God, I don't know, 18 years. And they have continuously offered when I ask for help with fundraising. I have 2 puppies with parvo right now. And what can we do? How can we help you? So these people deserve a dog that they fall in love with, and this dog fell in love with them. And if you saw pictures, you would never be able to say no. So I beseech you to please approve this. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing at 7:09 PM?
So moved.
Moved by Grace, second.
Second.
Second by Steve. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the public hearing is closed. Moving on to our first speakers in communications. You will have 2 opportunities at this meeting to speak on any topic. Raise your hand if you'd like to speak on something and let us know. And when recognized, come up and say your piece. Anybody? All right, moving on to our official considerations. I assume everyone's against this, but we should still go. Can I get a motion to approve a 3-dog permit for 204 Hamlin Ave, applicants Adam and Sarah Hanson?
So moved.
Moved by Ernie, second by Kristen. Further discussion?
This is a pretty neat one as somebody who grew up at 204 Hamlin in a house of the dog. So
Yeah, I live on North Street. I've got 2 rescue dogs, so I think it's pretty great. Thank you for fostering for so long too.
Yeah, and doing all your due diligence too. We appreciate it.
yeah, I don't think we've ever had a director of the rescue come and speak in favor of one of these. So
Right?
That's what put me over the top.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Congratulations. Congratulations, Adam. Moving on to B, can I get a motion to approve a secret determination for a full environmental impact statement for the site plan application for 26 to 30 Gray Street, Benderson Development for AutoZone?
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second.
I'll second.
Second by Molly. And what are you moving exactly, Kristen, right?
Yeah. Sure, I'd like to elaborate.
Please do.
We didn't get enough of this last time. So I'll make a motion with respect to the site plan as submitted for Benderson Development Company LLC, proposing to locate a new AutoZone store at 20, 26, and 30 Gray Street. Whereas the village board shall serve as the lead agency for purposes of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRA, and declares this to be an unlisted action, the village SECRA committee has reviewed the short environmental assessment form submitted and has recommended, and the village board concurs, that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts, and an environmental impact statement is required. Whereas the applicant has filed Part 1 of the Short Environmental Assessment Form, SEAF, with this board, a copy of which is included by reference and made a part hereof, relating to the proposed project at 20, 26, and 30 Gray Street, East Aurora, New York, wherein the applicant, Benderson Development, proposes to locate a new AutoZone store, and whereas the Village Planning Commission, after carefully and fully reviewing the application, including the site plan attached thereto, with any and all amendments and modifications, and considering comments and documentation presented for and against the project, voted in the majority recommending disapproval with findings, and whereas the Village Secra Committee has reviewed the short environmental assessment form submitted, including the site plan attached thereto, and the above referenced amendments and modifications, and has recommended, and the village board concurs, that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts, and a full environmental impact statement is required. And whereas the Village Secra Intake Committee, after their review of the above, prepared parts 2 and 3 of the SEAF with a recommendation that the proposed action may result in one or more potentially large or significant adverse impacts, and a full environmental impact statement is required. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees, upon taking an independent hard look and reasoned evaluation of the above referenced information, comments, and written documentation, including but not limited to Part 1 of the SEAF, comments, recommendations, findings, and conditions of the Planning Commission, the findings of the Board of Trustees, and the accompanying resolution of the Board of Trustees dated November 20th, 2023, relative to the proposed action by Benderson Development, the site plan and the recommendation of the Secra Intake Committee, and that committee's completed parts 2 and 3 of the SEAF concerning the potential environmental impacts of the project, all of which are incorporated by reference herein. And whereas the village board, upon carefully and fully reviewing all the information, comments, and written documentation in regard to the project, made a finding that there are significant environmental impacts. Now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of East Aurora, as lead agency, has determined that the proposed action described in the SEAF submitted by the applicant for the site plan proposed to locate a new AutoZone store at 20, 26, and 30 Gray Street, as detailed in the site plan application, is classified as an unlisted action, and therefore issues a positive declaration that this development will have a significant environmental impact, and a full environmental impact statement will be required to be prepared prior to consideration of site plan approval.
Thank you. And Grace, is that the motion you're seconding?
Oh, it was.
Oh.
It was Molly.
Yeah, I thought Molly had it.
Molly.
What she said.
Got it. Very good. Second by Molly. Further discussion? We're gonna do a roll call vote. Kristen,
Aye.
Grace,
Aye.
Ernie,
Aye.
Molly,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
and I am an aye. So that is approved. Any nays? No. All right, moving on to C. I get a motion to approve Ben Smith to the position of full-time public safety dispatcher.
So move.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
Second by Ernie. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I get a motion to approve the budget modification for the fund balance.
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Can I get a motion to approve the resignation of Crystal Barrett, the deputy clerk?
Hmm.
You're stuck. You're not going anywhere. Sorry, pal.
So move.
Moved by Steve. Second.
Second.
Second by Molly. Further discussion? Sorry to see you go, but glad you're finding a better opportunity. Good for you.
Mhm.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. I get a motion to appoint Deputy Clerk Melanie Walker at a rate of $22.85 an hour.
So moved.
Moved by Kristen, second.
Second.
Second by Grace. Further discussion? Melanie, what do you have to say for yourself? Maureen, anything to add before we make our decision?
It'll be a great addition. We'll miss Crystal, but she'll be a great addition.
Very good, thank you. We'll do a roll call vote for this. Kristen,
Aye.
Grace,
Aye.
Ernie,
Aye.
Molly,
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
And I am also an aye. Any nays? Approved. Congratulations. Welcome.
Welcome.
Who's that? Hi, how you doing? You came up a lot in the interview. You were a big part of it.
That she said?
All right, moving on to G. I'm not sure if it's on your copies. Can I get a motion to grant permission to the mayor to sign an amendment to the GHD agreement to conduct a review of the Commerce Way SWIP, Stormwater Protection Plan? Liz, what's that other P? Thank you. I get a motion to grant me permission to sign this amendment?
So moved.
Moved by Grace, second.
Second.
Second by Steve. Further discussion? Liz or Maureen, you want to talk to this, please?
So we're a little delayed in this. This referral should have gone to GHD at the beginning of the process. We're just trying to play catch up prior to the public hearing on the 18th. Cammie Jarrell will probably turn around her comments fairly quickly. But this process is, just authorizing the expenditure for this review.
Reviewing the stormwater for the planned development on Zero Commerce Way, which was the storage unit project,
The
right?
storage unit problem.
Okay,
Yep.
and then ballpark, how much is that's gonna cost? Just rough estimate?
1,200, and I believe we will bill the developer. So,
So it
It-
should be a wash.
but
for
I
us.
still need permission to spend it.
All right, thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved? Moving on to new business, we have our Hamlin Park bathroom bump out. Maureen, do you want to just let everybody know what we're talking about here?
Yeah, so we're kind of working and whittling down at all the projects on the Hamlin Park Master Plan, and we have to have made some changes as we go through. And one of the biggest requests by residents is to have a bathroom that is closer to the playground area and also visible so that parents can watch their children that are at the bathroom as well as their children at the playground. So one of the ideas is, since our recreation building got hit and we have to do a little bit of reconstruction while a group is out fixing that, we can save some funds and bump out the back wall and put a space in there where we could put in 2 family bathrooms that are handicap accessible, and at least for this year, bump the wall out, and then we'll work at saving the money to do the inside. So that's the idea.
Thank you.
We,
Ernie and Steve?
yeah, well, the park committee did speak about this at our last meeting. And we all felt it was a good idea. There is a need, as Maureen said, when people are at the playground. The only bathrooms are on the far end over by the new basketball courts and football, or all the way over on the street behind buildings where visibility is nil. So as Maureen also mentioned, that it's a convenient time, since we have to do repairs, we might save a little bit of money by putting a small addition on for a couple of bathrooms that are visible. And the park committee is on board with it.
All right, is this all you need from us to move forward? Or do you need an
Do
actual?
we need a motion?
We need a motion, Chris. Do we need a motion? I mean, it's changing the master plan, but
It's
I-
not really changing. the
it's not
master
really,
plan.
no. So,
It's the maintenance at this point, because all you're doing is a repair
Yeah.
and you just happen to be moving a wall that got taken out
Yeah.
anyway by a car.
Mhm. Yeah, so, and you've done the resolution to move them funds, and you will have to approve it once we get the engineering drawings. We will have to either bid it or some such, and it will come back to you before the money is actually spent.
Very good. All right, thank you. Thank you, Steve and Ernie. Moving on to old business, the local law for 285-30.5 for visibility. Wants to talk about that, Liz or Maureen?
Liz is ready.
Well, Chris and I worked on this, mostly Chris. Just doing some clarification on the proposed changes to both the corner visibility and the interior street visibility. These are, again, only in residential districts. It doesn't include commercial districts. But we did do some clarification with respect to exactly what can go where and what can't.
All right, so based on how we started this discussion with your initial recommendation, and then we've kind of retooled it a little bit, are you comfortable as far as, is this meeting the needs that you saw we need in the community as well as your ability to enforce it?
It is.
Okay. How's the rest of the board feel about the verbiage and how it all shook out? Anybody want to change anything before we make a motion for a scheduled public hearing?
The only thing I noticed that was different between the last meeting where this came up, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and this one, was that we took out dense about the dense foliage. So it's just plantings in general.
The problem with dense, please define that.
Yeah, that's
And
kind of
this
what I
is-
expected.
Yeah, and if you walk in front of a judge and if it's vague,
Right.
it's going out the door. So forget the dense.
Right. That was a big part of the a previous conversation was how do you determine density
Mhm.
and the subjectivity about that. So if you eliminate that, then you just can't have plantings above 2 feet. Period.
Cleaner, easier to enforce.
Much easier to enforce. Yep.
All right. Get out the ruler.
And just for reference, a couple, at a previous meeting, there was some discussion about, the town of Henrietta, and one of their codes. They do have a habitat, code that they allow people to, have native plantings, but it is specific for their rear yard. And this is in a town, not a village as well. In the city of Buffalo, I was not able to find anything that talks about landscaping, but their green code does address buffer areas, primarily commercial development and things like that. However, they expressly prohibit plantings within the right of way.
Awesome. Thanks for the due diligence.
You bet.
All right, anybody from the board want to add or change anything before we schedule a public hearing? All right, can I get a motion to schedule a public hearing for Tuesday, January 16th, 2024, to review the new local law for 285-30.5 visibility.
So moved.
Moved by Steve, second
Second.
by Kristen. Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved, set for January 16. Moving on to old business B, our truck route discussion. I know we've talked about this a couple times. There's been residents on Pine who had hoped that we might be able to minimize the truck traffic going down Pine, especially with the shape the county has left it in right now. It's pretty loud and bumpy and disruptive for the residents. But Shane, I know, said he felt that it was gonna be basically moving the problem to other streets in the village. We try to set up, a certain, I know Grace, you and I talked with the county about it a little. And they said, well, let us know what streets you thought might work. Now, Maureen, did you say that the county has come back?
The county hasn't come back to me. I wanted to hear it for myself, but I heard that the county had told the town that you would basically just be moving the problem from one area of the village to another. So I did put a call out. I just haven't heard back from them yet. And I also was told by the town that the town was getting complaints from their residents on Center Street about truck traffic. So if we are taking our residents and saying, okay, we're not going to put it down Pine, we're going to move it down Center. Now we're making that worse where there's already a complaint as well.
I think one of Shane's concerns too was, if we picked, the major roads, right? Like the 420A, Center, Olean, and Maple, and maybe Seneca Street, right? Trucks that come up Pine and go out Olean, which is a lot of them, would then have to come down, you know, maybe 20A or maybe Maple, and then come down Main and then turn on Olean, right? Or find their way over to the 400, I guess, and take that to the end. But Dustin, do you have any input as far as truck traffic? Any observations?
Oh, sounds like the chief of police is.
Didn't want
Due
to
diligence.
spring it on you, but yeah, that's his thoughts too. So really, it's up to you if you guys want to do something different. We could do something different, or we could simply leave it as it is. I think our former village administrator had reached out to, she'd asked the residents who were complaining to identify 3 of the top companies they see on the trucks going by. She sent letters to those companies and asked them to reduce the amount of usage they do on Pine. I don't know that we've done an audit to see if those companies have used it less or sat and counted, but that was one approach.
Didn't we change the J break rule too?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
did, yes.
Yeah.
But that's more, my understanding is that's more for hills and high speeds, not so much for village. So the village can do that, but like the town really can't because of the
Okay.
area. I mean, those roads are county roads. They're meant for this.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would encourage the residents, at least in the near term, to reach out to the county and request that they come and at least put a top coat on it. I know their plan is to reconstruct that road entirely, like we did with Oakwood, like all the way down to the roots,
Mhm.
and do curbs and sidewalks and everything. But they are not planning on doing that until 2020.
5
Yeah.
Pine and 20.
6 or 7 for
27.
Maple, 26 or
Yeah.
27 for Maple. But they just threw a coat on Maple. So it wouldn't hurt for them to throw another coat on Pine. I mean, I'm just saying maybe less potholes would reduce the noise in the short term. It's not a perfect option, but it's something. Yeah, and we'll do the same.
Mhm.
Reach out to them as well. Is there any action the board wants to take on this?
No, I think you're right. The trucks have to go somewhere.
Hey, yeah.
Like-
What are you gonna do with them?
county
Like
road.
like we already said, where are they going other?
And I think a lot of these issues with traffic, like on Center and Porterville, Pine, all of these streets, just the fact that this area has gotten so built up now around us.
Mhm.
The outer, what used to be rural areas are not so rural anymore, and you just have more activity, more traffic, more cars, more people moving through those roads, and including dump trucks. It's just, unfortunately, it's a side effect of all this development that's happened and the growth of the areas around us. So I don't know that there's anything we can do about lessening the traffic or the amount of trucks coming through. It's part of, unfortunately, it's a part of life now. This is what's happening.
All right. So that is currently the end of our truck route discussion in old business. Moving on to our second speakers and communications. Again, if you have anything you want to bring up, raise your hand, let us know. All right. Department head report. Dustin, do you have anything from the EAPD?
Do not.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Of course.
Are both the new, oh yeah, he needs a microphone. Are both the new guys are fully working, and how's it going so far?
One new guy is working on the road, the other is in the academy.
He's still in the academy?
Yes,
Okay. When is he done?
I would guess January.
For some reason in my head, I keep thinking he's already out, but. Let's get going. Is the other guy on his own now? Is he done with?
He is, he's done with his field training. He's doing very well.
Is he? Good, awesome. Very good. How are you doing?
Good,
Yeah,
getting by,
awesome. Thanks for coming out tonight.
of course.
All right, Matthew?
We successfully completed picking up all the leaves in the village. And we're chipping one more time this week, and then it'll be back to snow.
All right. Thank you, Matt.
Good job last week with that snow on Tuesday.
Bill?
Yeah, was it Monday or Tuesday? The snow started. I think it was Monday, right? Yeah, because I remember I saw the leaf guys come by around 12:30 and then I saw a plow come by around 6:30 and
Yeah.
some major work going on.
Trying to get all of it done.
Yep.
All right, thank you, man. Liz,
Nothing tonight.
thank you. Maureen,
I was just interviewing all week and we're getting prepped for the budget. And I will be asking you about setting our budget workshops very soon. So probably by the next meeting, I'll have some dates. So just know that's on the horizon.
Great.
Saturday down the two.
thank you, Maureen. Right, Krista.
Capital Committee meeting got pushed back to January, so if anybody has any thoughts about other projects, you have a little bit more time to get that around your head. I think we've got a pretty complete list, but if anything comes up,
Thank
that's
you.
it.
Grace.
Nothing.
All right. Ernie. Nothing. Very good. Molly.
Nothing.
Steven.
All set.
Very good. I would just like to say welcome, Melanie. And we'll miss you, Crystal. That's it. Now, can I get a motion to take us into executive session to review pending litigation with our labor attorney?
So move.
Moved by Steve, second.
Second.
By Grace. This is at 7:33 PM. And further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approved. We're going to executive session. We don't intend to vote on anything when we get out, but you never know. Thank you all for coming tonight.